welcome to my first plan with me video. I filmed this last night and then the end got cut off kind of weird because I had my phone sticky tacked to my ceiling, but then the protective screen on my phone came off because my phone is cracked, so it just cuts off weird, but that's okay because it's my first time. I also wasn't 100% good with framing, so that's why the framing in this is a bit weird, but I kind of like how it looks. It feels very low-key and stuff, so yeah, I hope you like it. So the first step is to write out the month, and I'm using this dark blue yoobi gel pen, and it has glitter in it, which is super cool, glittery type sequins, and I really like it, and I really like how it looks. The next thing I do is I write down a kind of little mini calendar of the dates this month so that I can refer back to it if I need help. I'm using a Pilot G207 pink pen to write the days of the week, and I start my calendars on Monday because that's just what works for me as someone who goes to school Monday through Friday and then has the weekend. I like having the weekend, on the end. And then I'm going through with my Pilot G207 lime green pen, and I'm writing down all the numbers, dates, yes. So before I started filling everything out, I did choose what pen colors I wanted to use, but then I waited until I had figured out which would kind of be a more prominent color to go through and choose what washi tape I wanted to use. I'm not that good at doodling, so instead of that, I use washi tape to accent. So here's me going through my frankly quite large washi tape collection and getting the first round of contenders for the tapes that I want to use this month, and then I go through a second time and get it down to 3 or 4, maybe 5, depending on what I'm doing that month. On the page facing my opening page, I put a habit tracker, and so my habits for the month of May are eating 1 meal a day every day, and then eating 2 meals a day every day, brushing my teeth every day, washing my face every morning, doing my nighttime skincare routine, taking my meds every morning, and wearing my retainer every night. All of these things are things that I really, really need to work on. Also, the way that I organize my habit tracker is the first row is the first half of the month, and then the second chunk is the second half of the month. I felt that this just fit better, especially into this specific journal. I used to do a grid that took up a whole page, and I just really wasn't a fan of how that looked. So I changed it to this, and I like this so much better. What I'm doing here is kind of my monthly overview type thing. I do half of the month on one page and then half of the month on the other page so that I have a nice like chunk of space underneath. And I put the date in my little green, and then I go through and I write like the day of the week that it is in my pink. What I'm blocking off here is the weekends so that I know, because every other weekend I have specific things I do. I change my sheets and I water my plants, and it's nice to just kind of have my month sectioned off a little bit. What I'm doing here with just like this plain black Pilot G207 pen is I'm going through and cordoning off every 2 weeks so that I know when I end my bi-weekly vlog. I'm also doing vedim this month, so I went through and I made sure that I had 2 pages blocked off to make a vedim schedule, which I then fill in later in this video. So I keep a Google Calendar, and what I'm doing here is I'm going through and I'm switching stuff over from my Google Calendar into my bullet journal. That includes every other weekend. Like I said, I do my plants and my sheets. And then I also, with my skincare routine, alternating between exfoliating and doing a skin mask, so I write down what days I'm supposed to do what, because time is very hard for me to keep track of without something written down. This was right after I realized that I could pull my laptop closer so that I didn't have to reach at a really awkward position to scroll through the days on my Google Calendar. And also, you can't really see it in this angle because of how I filmed this, but I'm going through and I'm putting in everything that's happening over the course of the month. I'm a lot more busy the first half of the month because I'm still in school, whereas the second half of the month is mostly empty. This is the last little bit I got before my phone decided it didn't like me anymore. And it's just me filling in the vedim schedule and making it into a calendar so that I can plan stuff out. So here is my final overview. You can see that I put some really cute little spring washi tape around my May front page, and then I also added a little space for what media I watch, read, etc. this month, and then also a place to brainstorm my May favorites video. So I'm super happy with how these first 2 pages look. And then here is my final monthly overview, all filled out and ready to go. And I have a little space for what clothes I don't wear this month. And I will go over why I have that in a video I'm planning on putting out about how I organize. And here is the best spread I think I have ever done. It's the one I'm most proud of. It's my vedim schedule. You can see that I wrote down what video I'm planning on putting out each day, and I have little things to track how far along I am on making the video, and I am just so happy with how this looks. I'm so proud of myself, honestly. And this last little page is just a simple little list of the projects that I have to do for the end of the semester in May, and I don't actually have as many as I expected, which is awesome.